What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So by now, most of us have seen the villain trailer for Gotham Knights, and I think so far it's the most impressive of their reveals. But something of importance has actually stuck out to one of my audience members, and they asked me to comment on it, and that is the release date from the 25th all the way to the 21st as the new release date for Gotham Knights. Now, when I first saw it, I was excited, but here's another thing. The crazy thought crossed my mind that this could have been a typo, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. It's hard for you to misconstrue a 1 and a 5, even on a numerical keypad. A 1 and a 4 would be your likely culprits, but this did not happen. So why this move of a date? So I've heard different theories, and I think in all of them, the simplest answer is probably the right answer. This is one of those Occam's razor type thing. So one of the theories that I heard was, oh, they're moving their game away from Ragnarok and Call of Duty. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that's necessarily the case. It's already close to those games, but the beauty of those games is there are genre and subgenre differences between Gotham Knights and them that it would still appeal to the fans regardless. Superhero video games fans are more than likely, I'm not saying all of them, going to choose Gotham Knights if it appeals to them over Ragnarok. So that's a whole different conversation. And even Ragnarok fans and Gotham Knights fans, even though they may be RPG fans, most of them may not touch Call of Duty. So these games still have some nuances in between them, but still they will create some downward pressure against one another, especially the fact that Gotham Knights coming out first right now is seeming to show more promise. It might convince some people to go ahead and get it and then wait for Ragnarok and maybe have to scrounge a few more dollars or do whatever it is they want to do to get both of them. It's up to the player. I'm just saying these are hypotheticals. Another really interesting thing too is if they wanted to actually move the game further away from Gotham Knights, they probably would have been better off taking the approach where they move the game to the end of September, right? I said Gotham Knights or Ragnarok and Call of Duty, the November games. It would have been better for them to move the game up to September, the end of September, which will give them an entire month or more in between their game, which is Gotham Knights, and Ragnarok and Call of Duty, so that those two games can fight each other in the month of November while they get a padding of about 30 days so people can make purchase decisions that will probably favor Gotham Knights, because waiting for the game and watching reviews and watching streams might compel some people to still go ahead and buy the game in that intermission. But I don't think that was necessarily the case. I think the simplest answer is they moved the game from the 25th to the 21st because of the weekend. The 25th was originally a Tuesday. The 21st is a Friday. So the very best thing that they could do for organic marketing purposes was remove the barriers that would have stopped people from either buying the game or being able to play the game. The game being released originally on a Tuesday, the 25th, would have probably had some people say, well, maybe I'll buy it on the 28th when I get home so I can play it on a Friday. Now, the game coming out on the 21st removes that barrier, and someone who sees the new date can say, you know what, since I'm probably going to be home on the weekend, I think I can comfortably play this game right now. So more than likely, this is more than likely going to improve orders. It's going to improve purchases. And in terms of organic reach, it's a nice thing when on a cool, calm Friday, a AAA title releases and no other AAA title is in sight. So if you think about it, that whole weekend of maybe Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, and all kinds of reviewers talking about and playing the game, just pretty much catching the airwaves, however the game may be, good, bad, ugly, not so great, mid, whatever you want to call it, this date gives the game a lot of spotlight to itself. And that's about all they need right now to push this game any further. They've already spent a long time delaying, optimizing, changing platforms, whatever it may be. And right now they're in the middle of doing a month-long showcase of the game. And I think it makes a whole lot of sense that they actually are riding this wave very carefully. I felt they would probably move this game forward in my mind somewhere. I was like, this 25th date is too far away, but that was an impossible thought to even utter. But I also thought to myself, the sensible thing to have probably done would have been an earlier October date if it needed more time, say in the optimization phase, because yes, the game has gone gold, but optimization continues to happen, possibly final bug checks. All kinds of things are still going on for every video game until the day that it releases, or at least a few hours before they actually have the game go live. And so I thought that possibly early October would have probably been the best date, but Marvel's Midnight Suns actually held that date, and eventually the game got, I would say postponed or delayed or whatever it is you want to call it. So I think the simple answer is that weekend provides a lot of possibility for free marketing, for word of mouth, for recommendations, or even non-recommendations. Just the fact that Gotham Knights will get the airwaves to itself is actually a huge deal. And I think this is probably one of the reasons the developers went for it. I applaud them. I feel like they could have probably gone for a much earlier date, like middle of October. Hey, I'm just being silly here, but at the same time, the advantage actually speaks for itself. But it just doesn't seem like their marketing or their plans are probably really aligned. And, you know, a 72-hour difference was not necessarily, or I guess however many hours it was from the, you know, original release dates to the new release date, seemed to not necessarily be that significant against their plans, but had more advantages to it. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you think it's actually more than that, let me know. If you think it's maybe most likely that, also let me know in the comment section. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. Thanks so much for watching the video, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Peace out.